Good morning, class 12. I hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to study a very interesting chapter as well as very important for you all. In my previous video, I have finished the types of reproduction, that is vegetative, asexual, sexual and parthenogenesis. In vegetative reproduction, organism reproduces with the help of matured body parts. In case of asexual reproduction, only one individual is involved and it occurs without the fusion of gametes, or you can say fertilization. Sexual reproduction we are going to discuss today, and in parthenogenesis it occurs with the help of matured female gametes without fusion of the gametes or fertilization. So today we are going to learn sexual reproduction, types of sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction. In this reproduction, two individuals are required, or you can say more precisely, you can say it occurs with the fusion of male and female gametes. So in sexual reproduction, how it occurs? It occurs with the help of fusion of gametes. Say for example, this is male gametes. Sign of male, and this is female gametes. Female gametes. And this male gametes and female gametes fuse, they together fuse to form zygote. Or you can say after fertilization they form zygote and they ultimately leads to new offsprings. So in lower classes, you have learned that during the formation of gametes, meiotic cell division or meiosis cell division is necessary. So, number one, during cell division, meiosis or meiosis, meiosis cell division is required, or meiosis cell division occurs to form the gametes. Once the meiosis cell division occurs, the number of chromosome in the daughter cell is half, or you can say haploid, means haploid gametes are produced. Haploid means half number of chromosome. They contains half number of chromosome. This half number of chromosome and another half number of chromosome fuse together to form zygote, which is diploid, that is 2n, you can say. So the characteristic features of sexual reproduction is, number one, meiosis cell division occurs. Number two, two individuals or more precisely you can say two gametes, are required number one, meiosis division occurs, two gametes are required. Number three, variation occurs in the new offspring. Why variation occurs? Because exchange of characters in the non-sister chromatid takes place during cell division. So during the formation of gametes, these two characters are separated. So one character, say for example, one character is from a male, or you can say father, and another character female or mother, fused together to form zygote. So due to this, variation occurs in the offspring. The offspring or the baby which are produced will not be a photocopy or Xerox copy of parents. There will be a slight changes in the offspring, which is known as variation. And this variation shows the positive role in evolution. Means variations which occurs in the species ultimately leads to the evolution. Number 4. This variation plays a positive role in evolution of the new species. So here you can see the characteristic features of sexual reproduction. Number 1, meiosis cell divisions occurs, 2 gametes are required, or you can say 2 individuals, but it's better if you say 2 gametes, that is male and female are required. Number 3, variation occurs in the species, and number 4, evolution occurs, or the variation play a positive role in evolution of the new species. So this is the characteristic features of sexual reproduction. Types of asexual reproduction. There are 2 types of reproduction, sexual reproduction. Number 1, syngamy, and number 2, conjugation. Syngamy, where permanent fusion of male and female gametes takes place. Permanently the gametes fused to form the zygote. In case of conjugation, number 1, it occurs temporarily, or it occurs with the help of conjugating tube. Temporary parents strain, or you can say temporary parents, they come close together and exchange their genetic materials with the help of conjugating tube. Say for example, in case of bacteria, these two are bacteria, and the genetic materials, here is the genetic materials. During conjugation, conjugating tube, formation of conjugating tube occurs. Say for example, this is donor and this is recipient. So a conjugating tube occurs. Through this, the genetic materials are transferred to another cell. So ultimately, this genetic or conjugative tube gets degenerated, and here you can see both the cells of bacteria contains genetic materials. This type of sexual reproduction is known as conjugation. You can see this conjugation in Paramecium or Spirogyra or bacteria. So here, conjugation, it is the type of sexual reproduction where it occurs with the help of formation of conjugating tube. It helps with the help of it occurs with the help of conjugating tube, and the temporary union of the parental cell occurs in this sexual reproduction. So conjugation it is the type of sexual reproduction which occurs with the help of conjugating tube. For example, Spirogyra, Syngamy. Different types of gametes are permanently fused to form zygote. So, Syngamy, number one, the number of parents involved, means on the basis of number of parents involved during sexual reproduction or the fusion of the gametes, syngamy are of two types. Number one, endogamy, and number two, exogamy. Types of syngamy on the basis of number of parents. It is of two types, endogamy and exogamy. If only one parents are involved or one individual is involved during sexual reproduction, such type of sexual reproduction is known as endogamy. For example, if single individual is producing two different types of gametes, that is male and female, say for example in tapeworm or earthworm, single individual produces both male and female gametes. Such type of reproduction is known as endogamy sexual reproduction. Single individual, one individual or single, say single individual or one parents produces both gametes. Both male and female. If single parents produce both male and female gametes, such type of syngamy is known as endogamy. For example, tapeworm or earthworm. In case of exogamy, two parents or two individuals are required to produce male and female gametes, means two individuals or two parents is involved to form male and female gametes. Say for example, mammals, all vertebrates. So, syngamy on the basis of the number of parents involved during reproduction, it is of two types. Number one, endogamy and exogamy. In case of endogamy, single parent is involved, that is, single individual produces both the male and female gametes, for example, earthworm and tapeworm. In case of exogamy, two individuals or two parents are involved during the formation of male and female gametes. On the basis of number of parents involved, you have learned that syngamy are of two types. Number one, endo, and number two is exo. So next, on the basis of maturity of the cell, you can say how matured it is. Syngamy are of two types again. Number one, hologamy, and number two, baby, pediogamy, baby or child. In case of hologamy, the whole matured body, the whole individual, you can say matured individual, they X as a gametes. In hologamy, say for example yeast, fungus, this is unicellular fungus, matured cell and another matured cell. This whole matured cell, they acts as a different gamete. Say for the example, this is male and this is female. This whole matured cell acts as a different gametes. They fuse together to form a new individual in this way. So, in this case, you have found that the whole mature individual acts as a gametes. Such type of sexual reproduction is known as hologamy. In case of pedogamy, young ones or the young cells, they reproduce. Actinophase. Say for example, again I am repeating, on the basis of maturity of the parental cell, syngamy are of two types, that is hologamy, where matured whole individuals acts as a gamete. In case of pedogamy, newly formed or newly born cells acts as a gametes. So say for example, this is a mother cell, it divides into two. The newly divided cell, this cell acts as a gametes and fuse together to form new individuals. Such type of sexual reproduction is known as pedogamy. So once again I will repeat that on the basis of maturity of the cells or the individual or the parental cell, syngamy are of two types. Number one, hologamy and pedogamy. In case of hologamy, matured cell is involved. In case of pedogamy, newly born or newly formed cell is involved. On the basis of structure, morphological structure, or you can say shape, size, mobility, syngamy are of three types, that is number one, iso means similar, isogamy. Number two, aniso, the similar, and number three, ugamy. In case of isogamy, say for example mucor fungus, similar gametes fused, similar gametes. Say for example mucor. Similar gametes means same size. Both male and female are similar in structure. Morphologically they are same. If the fusion occurs between similar gametes, that is similar gametes means morphological structure I mean to say, this is male and female, means the male gametes and the female gametes are similar in nature. Such type of fusion of gametes is known as isogamy. For example, mucor species is a fungus, and in case of anisogamy, the similar gametes means, in case of anisogamy, generally male gametes are smaller and female gametes are big or large. Means if the fusion of small male gametes and large female gametes occurs, such type of sexual reproduction is known as anisogamy. In case of isogamy, you have seen that similar type of gametes fuse together to form zygote, and in case of anisogamy, dissimilar gametes means generally male gametes are smaller and female gametes are bigger. Such type of fusion of gametes is known as anisogamy. Say for example, chlamydomonas. Mydomonas. So last but not the least, that is oogamy. In case of oogamy, generally male gametes are motile, means they are flagellated or they can locomote. In case of oogamy, male, they are motile. Motile means they contains flagella, means they can locomote from one place to another. Say for example, sperm, they contains flagella. With the help of flagella, they can swim or they can locomote. And the female gametes, ovum, that is usually larger in size. Number one, they are non-motile. Non-motile means they cannot locomote. So, if the fusion of gametes, that is male gametes generally motile and female gametes non-motiles occurs, such type of syngamy is known as oogamy. So here, on the basis of morphological structure of the gametes, here you can see syngamy are of three types. Number one, iso means similar type of gametes. Similar type means morphologically similar. Anisogamy, different size gametes. And in case of oogamy, which is found in human, that is fusion occurs between motile and non-motile gametes. So in this video, we have learned what is sexual reproduction, its characteristic features along with the different types of sexual reproduction.